All right, welcome back to another video, everybody. So recently the brand Neewer hit me up and wanted to send me one of their lights. It's the FS150C. Kind of just to do an unboxing, review, initial thoughts video on it. This video is not sponsored by them. They kind of just sent me the unit for review. And I said, you know what? Sure, why not? Neewer's been a good brand. I've had a couple of the products over the years, and I'm always down to test new lighting setups and stuff. So I was kind of excited when they actually hit me up and said, hey, we want to send you this for free. So other than being free, there was no other money exchanged. I could be as unbiased and I could say whatever I want, and I could be as honest as I can with you guys on the actual unit itself. So before we get into anything, we're going to do a quick unboxing. This is the box it comes with. Showed up at my door last night. It's a pretty big box actually, so I'm kind of excited and curious to see what's in there. We got, I'm just gonna take this box out of the way. So that's a pretty big case. I was not expecting it to be this big. But is that good enough for you ASMR people out there, huh? All right, so first up, we actually have a pretty nice case that it comes in. Before I even open this, let's just close it, show you the case. Got a couple straps. The straps do Velcro to each other, so it can kind of keep it secure. But pretty nice case. It's like a canvas case. We're just gonna take an open now and see what's inside. Lots of stuff. Okay. So we got just a little bit of foam. We have a small instruction manual, and we're gonna take out this other stuff first before we get to the light. So it just comes with a power cable, comes with a, what is this? Oh, a diffuser, diffuser cloth, fits over the light. We have our actual power bank, power box. So power cable plugs into here, and then it's got an XLR adapter actually, which is kind of cool. And that plugs into the back of the light. And this thing's actually pretty big. I was not expecting it to be this big. Okay. We're gonna go this way. They actually do package it pretty tight. So you got your hood, and the packaging, I want to say first off, before we get into all of this, I just want to say the packaging is actually really well done. It's not cheap foam that they're using. It's kind of this like squishy stuff. So it's really padded, really well made. It fits perfectly in there. That's why it was a little hard for me to get out, because it's so snug. It's a really nice fit. It's got all these sections for your power cables, power bank. The light itself was in here. They give you a couple of these silica gel packs just to keep any moisture out. And then this is just a buffer between the light and the hood there. But so far, this is kind of cool. Get all this plastic off. And that is it. So that is the light. That's actually a pretty big unit. That's cool though. So you got your controls on the back. On off switch. Power goes into here, into the XLR adapter. Built-in fan. It actually feels really solid. Like there's no creaking, there's no like flexing or anything. Nice little grab handle here. That is a unit. So yeah, that's it right there, the FS150C. Buttons have a nice click to them. clicks in, and that is it. That is the light right there. They've also included a little mount here so you can put it onto a light stand, which is cool. So that's an unboxing. Next up, we're just going to set it on a light stand and take a quick test on it, because I'm excited to put this thing into action and see what it can do. So the attention to detail on this unit is actually pretty thought out. Materials are made of good quality. They are plastic, but they feel good, they feel solid. The front is aluminum, the reflector or lens hood is also aluminum, and they give you this little diffuser sock, I would guess you would call it, that kind of goes over it just to diffuse the light even a little bit more. I believe it is a Bowens mount, so you can use it with any sort of other light modifiers out there. The buttons have a nice reassuring click. They don't feel too hard or too soft, and the dials as well, they feel pretty snug but in a good way. There's no play between them, and they don't feel too light but also not too heavy. So the left knob is going to be your adjustment for your intensity and your overall percentage. The right knob is for your hue and white balance, so you can change the temperature of the light from cool to warm, and you can also change the hue from magenta to green. There's also a lock button if you hold down the left button over here. It has a full RGB color spectrum, so you can choose any color you want. It does take a little bit of time to scroll through the different colors with the smaller dials, but it is actually variable, so the faster you spin, I noticed, the faster the color will change, and then you can slow it down to dial in the exact color you want. Connecting to the app is pretty straightforward. They do supply you with a QR code that you can scan with your phone, and it'll either take you to the Android store or the Apple store. Setup time was actually really quick. It connected pretty quickly through Bluetooth. And once in there, there's a ton of different options you can do. I've actually found it a little bit easier to use the app on the phone because it's all slider based and you can use it a lot faster. But if you don't want to use your phone, you can get away with just using the control knobs on the back of the unit. This color wheel is one of my favorite features, as you basically just drag your finger around. You can choose any color on the spectrum. If you want more intensity or saturation, move it out towards the sides. And if you want less intensity or saturation with the color, move it closer towards the middle. A really cool feature I found as well was that you can actually save presets and settings. You can also save colors. So if you go through this color wheel and you click the little star, you can save different colors and then quickly access them at a later time. They also have a huge range of different lighting effects that you can kind of scroll through and adjust the brightness, intensity, the speed of it at which it happens, and the overall color temperature. They've really done well with this app, and there is a ton of different options and features to tailor it perfectly to your needs. This is actually a cool mode as well. You can go and sync it up to music. So if you're at a club or anything like that and you have music playing in the background, the phone will detect the music that's playing and use basically the beat or the bass to trigger the light. There was a little bit of a lag between the beat and the lighting when it would go off. I think they could fix that in a future firmware. But yeah, this was just a quick run through and a quick view of the app just to show you kind of what's in there. Feel free to explore the app yourself and run through all the different settings and options. It really is extensive, so this video would be way too long if I went through everything. But this was kind of just to give you a quick rundown. And finally, this is what the light looks like coming from the unit itself. I do have a softbox attached to it, just kind of coming through just to soften the light a little bit. But this is kind of the look you can expect to get from this thing. Again, if you want to do any coloring or anything like that, the choice is yours. The creativity is completely up to you. For this small space I'm in, I have it at 10% right now, and it's pretty bright, or at least fills it out enough that I'm happy with it. But I mean, I'm just going to turn it up just to 50%. And yeah, you can see it's got a lot of power to it. So the choice is yours. You can use it for a lot of creative. I'm just going to turn this down real quick. You can have it for a lot of creative different uses. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. This is kind of just an initial thoughts and review and unboxing. Really enjoyed testing this thing, and I'm going to do more of it. I have a couple other videos I kind of want to incorporate with. I have some ideas I want to try out. So stay tuned for later videos including that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a comment below. You know where it goes. If you decide to stick around, then we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.